Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the next exciting chapter of Dreams of Infinity. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and magic keeper, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Ashleyien, Hana, John, and Los. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we build the tokens for this game. You can build yours today at HeroForge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the show description. Last but not least, next Monday, we are back at 7 p.m. with Aether Shanties, our new Sagas campaign. The Sagas TTRPG system is currently in Kickstarter, so you can go to and check them out. But the game itself is just beginning with our Session 1. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a great time to jump in on a brand new story. Now you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we're doing by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody and on Blue Sky as @RandomRhapsody. And that's going to do it for the announcements. So join us as we return to Loropa City and continue on with the Magi-Knights as they investigate the Dreams of Infinity. And we're back. So, you should all know by now how I do the recaps. We offer up the Random Rhapsody coin, which is good for one free reroll during the game. If I do the recap, I get that coin, and I have this really cool spreadsheet that I'm eventually going to use. I swear I'm going to use it at least once, but I'm probably not going to use it today. That's okay. Instead, who wants to do the recap?
I believe that is me.
Okay, well, Salem, tell us what happened last time on Dreams of Infinity.
Well, last time was a bit of an unusual episode. It was not probably one of everyone's favorite. It was the prelude leading up to David's funeral. So a lot of it was spent with all of us kind of coping and coming to terms and grieving in our own way. Kind of just dealing with things until David's funeral, where a few of us gave beautiful eulogies, some of us sang, some of us decided to draw, which is totally fine and valid. Lovely. Um, and then afterwards, after about a week of us not really speaking, we all kind of came together at my apartment and just hashed it out. I think as a group, it was kind of needed. Um, and I just felt it was necessary to not really like yell, but we needed to get something. We needed to get back in focus because I think with David's passing, that really showed the seriousness of our predicament and how grave it actually is. During that, the Wanderer kind of interjected, as the Wanderer does, and gave their perspective on our lives, or, I guess, unlives, now that we're all technically considered dead, but extended, um, which Damian did not take too well, understandably. So he left, and I followed them. And while that was going on, Melody decided to branch out and go find Ronan, where those two shared a actually really sincere and lovely moment, surprisingly. Um, and that's kind of what happened. It was a very bittersweet moment with everyone, but definitely necessary. And now here we are, still dealing with the aftermath, but a little bit closer.
Indeed, we are. Well, there you go. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it because it's only lasting today. Well,
Don't be me.
Magi-Knights. What's
Do
that?
not forget. Don't be me. Do not forget.
Yes, exactly. Well, let's talk a little bit more about what went on during the time between the battle Wednesday night and Monday, September the 2nd, which is when the story picks back up. Whenever we time skip in Magi-Knights Awakening, we still take into account your free time phases and tally up those benefits. Your group would also have had time to do a bit of independent investigation if there are any threads of inquiry you'd be interested in. If you don't have one that you're specifically wanting to look into more, you also are going to be allowed to just roll an investigation check, which which might possibly give you a new piece of information that you haven't found yet, or a new clue, I should say, about something that's going on. So either way, you're going to learn something. So in total, we have 6 free time phases to talk about and to tally up for your characters. I know we've talked a little bit behind the scenes, and some of you had said that you're all going to do some of those free time activities together, which is an excellent use of the time. But before we get to the ones that we're doing as a group, I know that some people had some individual ones that they needed to do, such as Kat, you have a dance class that you could have gone to. Are you going to go to that class, your dance club?
Yep, I believe it's Friday. She had her dance club and she will go.
Okay,
Kat will go and she will just go full throttle because she needs to get stuff out.
that is
All the
fair.
activity, all the focus.
So,
Oh no.
Oh no?
It's the Footloose barn scene.
yes, I approve of that. Okay, so going full throttle in a sport, you gain 1 exhaustion point, but it also gives you 1 tally point, 1 club tally. So go ahead and mark down both of those, though the exhaustion point is less important right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where to put the club tally on the sheet.
CP, club points.
Okay, that's a club tally and an exhaustion. Okay.
Okay. Apart from that, now we are going to be doing a club check, which is just a D100. On a 50 or higher, you're going to gain another club tally. So roll a D100 for me.
25.
Okay. You do not gain an additional club tally. The last thing you need to do is you need to roll an athletics con check.
Athletics. Or Dex. To change it.
Yeah, you can just toggle change it.
15.
15. That is a success, which means you do not gain another exhaustion point. Though, again, like we said, not a huge issue right now because we are doing a time skip.
And there would be a social point with a club member?
Yes, you do gain 1 social point with a club member.
Okay.
And that, I believe, is it for that club. Damian, you also have the opportunity to go to soccer practice during that week, because it would have been right on Thursday.
Similarly, I think Damian is going to not pull back from Magi-Knight responsibilities, but like focus more on reality, so to speak, and go full throttle in the soccer practice as well.
Okay, so you gain 1 exhaustion point and 1 club tally as well.
Cool.
From now, I need you
and then I'll
roll that D100.
You got it. It's a 99.
So you gained a 2nd club tally. Nice.
Okay, tight.
Last thing is that athletics con check.
Okay. So it's a con. So like I currently have it with strength. Do I just
You
change the attribute to con?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not as good. 22.
Hey, you did great. Very nice. So yeah, you do not gain another exhaustion point, which is always helpful. Okay. Those are the 2 who had things they actually had to do during their free time phases. So that means you only have what's that?
Is there a soccer game? Was there a soccer game this week or was this next week?
So, on Saturday there wasn't. There is one. It isn't with the Laropa High. That's next Saturday. There's just one with another school. I was going to ask you about that here as well.
Got it. Are we going to that next, or do you want to put that on the shelf for someone else?
Honestly, we can do it really quick. I'd rather try to get these done quick, and since we're also waiting for Kira.
I would say he definitely played in the game. Like, again, to like focus, like the funeral being what it is and not being super close to David. I think he would go to the game for sure.
Okay, it would have been after the funeral. You would have been able to go straight there if you wanted to. This is counting as one of your free time phases for Saturday, but you do have 2 of them. So don't forget about that. Yeah. So it's going to be the same process. It is you need to you gain 1 exhaustion point and 1 club tally. You then roll that D100. Then we're going to roll that athletics con check.
So no matter what, it's a full throttle, I imagine? Is that why I gained the exhaustion point?
That's up to you. If you're not going full throttle, I assumed you were, but if you're not, go ahead and tell me.
No, I am. I will.
Then, yeah.
It's just good to know that it's not an assumption, but yeah, okay, and then roll the D100. Rolling it now, 82.
82, so that you do gain the 2nd club tally for your game day.
And then another con check.
Yep, another athletics con.
I'm switching it now. 21.
21, no more. You don't take the extra exhaustion. Good job. So
I'm feeling good about these rolls right now.
I was about to say, you're taking all the good rolls before we get started.
Okay, so Damian, since you did do soccer twice for the full week, you are going to be doing 2 less free time activities. So everyone else has 6 right now. You have 4. Kat has 5. Okay. I remember that Kira said that Melody would not be going to newspaper club, so we don't need to resolve that. The next thing we can start talking about is what free time activities we're going to be doing. Aisha, you've got 6. Salem, you have 6. Damian, you have 4. Kat, you have 5. So let's just kind of go through the week. Aisha, Wednesday, what free time activity did you do?
Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday is the first day of it.
Okay. Since this is an important question for me. This is technically before the funeral.
Yes.
Should I be answering this?
Yes.
Considering I have all the resources that I had at that point?
Yes. So the funeral was technically on Saturday. We're just tallying up what you did for your free time phase.
Restaurant was Wednesday?
Restaurant was Wednesday. So you have Thursday, Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
On that case, I believe I'm going to try and hang out with Unisong.
Okay, so you're going to be hanging out with friends?
Yeah.
Hang out with a close friend. Okay. Damian, on Thursday, you did not have anything going on, so what was your free time activity?
It depends. Salem, are we studying together on that day? Because I think I'd like to do some studying for sure.
You can do that.
Tight. So I studied on that day with Salem.
Okay. And then Kat obviously was doing dance. So for the hangout with close friends, you select an NPC
Dance
to
was
spend
Friday.
some. What's
Was it
that?
Dance Friday or was it Thursday?
No, it's. Yeah, you're right. It was Friday. It's Thursday. My mistake. I was looking at Wednesday. What free time activity did you do on Thursday?
I guess she'll hang out with her friend Abby, who's also in her dance club. That would have been the day after the thing, so she's just like, hang out with friend.
Perfect. Okay. So, as I was saying, for those that are hanging out with a close friend, you select an NPC to spend some quality time with. You go to a location and then make an influence or persuasion check, DC 12. So the two of you make either an influence or a persuasion skill check.
$18.
Success.
23.
Also a success. So the both of you get 2 social points with that NPC you were with. Damian and Salem. Let me find the study. Study and complete homework. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. You gain the studied effect. This allows you to add 1d8 to any student burden skill check after the dice is rolled. Mark an O on your studied cap. After using it, erase the mark. So just mark on your character sheet that the two of you have the studied effect, which adds a plus 1d8 to any student burden skill check.
I'm putting it under my ideals in the roll 20 character sheet.
Yeah, wherever makes sense to you, honestly. Maybe one day Magi-Knights Awakening will actually will have a module on Roll20 and we can use the full cool character sheets that they have, because it's actually a really cool sheet. It just does not integrate
it's great.
with Roll20 right now. So we use a D&D sheet instead. Okay. We will, when Kira gets on, we'll be able to resolve her stuff, but let's go ahead and move on to Friday. On Friday, like we said, Kat has her dance class, so we're going to let that be. Aisha, what are you going to be doing on your free time phase?
I was thinking we could treat her talking to her manager as like the part-time work thing.
Okay, I get you. So you're meeting up with your manager to start talking about getting back into showbiz, brainstorming about new shows and things like that. I like it. So what you're going to be doing here is you're going to roll a d4, and we're going to see what kind of day you had while working with your manager.
1d4 coming right up. Oh, that's bad.
Oof, that is.
That's a 1.
So, you had a tough day. This is why you hate having a job. You have to deal with irate customers and coworkers. So, you are going to gain 1 budget tally, but you are also gaining a stress point. Damian, what do you do on Friday?
On Friday, I think I would go to the arcade to kind of blow off some steam and have a little fun. Ideally, we're doing investigation stuff later, right?
Yeah, we're going to do the investigation stuff after the free time stuff.
Okay, cool. Ideally, I'd be inviting people with me, be it Lacey or friends from the soccer team or other Magi-Knights. But as Kat has dance and Aisha's working, whoever wants to come along, I'm definitely going to the arcade.
Okay. Salem, did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I probably would join. Yeah. I got nothing else going on, so it was either that or study some more or practice the cello, so.
Got it.
Nice.
Oh, also, don't forget, before we get too much further about Friday, on Thursday, each one of you gained a social point with somebody just for having that free time phase. So make sure you add 1 social point with 1 NPC for Thursday.
Oh, it's like a gimme?
Yeah.
Tight. I'm going to add it with the school counselor.
Okay, now while you're doing that, go ahead and roll for me a D100. The both of you, since the both of you went to the arcade, and since you went to the arcade
I changed my mind.
for Friday. Oh, what? You're changing your mind on what?
I just said on adding it to the counselor. I'm going to add it with Lacey instead.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, for Friday, since the two of you are together, you can also add a social point with each other if you want to for Friday.
Sweet. All right. For the D100, I got a 73.
Okay, a 73 is a shard of rarity of 1. So
we also add a social point together for Thursday as well because we studied together on Thursday, right?
Yes.
Cool. Or is that the free social point?
Wait, actually, I think that might be the free. That would be the free social point. It's you get 1 free social point to put with 1 person. If the entire group does the thing together, they then get a second one.
Got it. Okay, cool. So then I will give Salem both of my social points, the Thursday and the Friday one, instead of Lacey. Okay. Thank you, buddy.
I'm honored. Thank you.
All right, so Soul Shard Rarity 1 is what you were saying is what Salem got at the arcade?
Soul Shard Rarity 1 is what Salem got. You still need to roll your D100.
Yes, I do. I just want to make sure I didn't step on those toes too much.
Oof.
Oh, man, where's that 99?
Yeah, that one is
you know what,
rough, buddy.
I think I'm going to use my... Can I use an inspiration point to re-roll that?
Do you have an inspiration point?
I do, from the Soul Oblation.
Yeah, then absolutely you can use that to re-roll.
All right, I'm going to get rid of that inspiration point. I'm going to re-roll my D100 and only get a 34. All right, well, it was worth a shot. Better than a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. What's got you so distracted? Why you doing so poorly on this? I thought this was your thing.
No, it's never been my thing. I've always done poorly on the damn claw machine.
Oh well.
C'est la vie.
Yep, it happens.
I'm still having fun.
Well, okay. Since the three of you have gotten all those done, and Kat is doing her dance. Hey, Kira, can you hear us? I can see you, Melody.
We cannot hear you.
Nope.
I think the
Oh, she's frozen now.
Oh,
her trying to fix that.
Oof.
She could definitely hear us, but tech problems.
I was about to say, it's not a game unless there's some tech issues.
Definitely true. Kira, if you can actually hear us, feel free to turn off the camera and test it with just Discord first. Bear with us one moment, folks, while we're dealing with some tech issues.
And you thought you only fought goblins and gremlins in D&D.
Well, good news is that I just checked the Twitch stream and my voice doesn't sound weird on there. I think it's just y'all in Discord.
Aw, I'm honored.
Good to know.
It is good
It would
to
have
know.
been really weird.
Can you hear
if
me?
it-
Yes!
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, good.
Yay.
Okay. Well, so
It's very laggy.
ooh, just went up really loud for some reason. Give me a mic check real quick, somebody.
Mic check, real quick, somebody. Why is it always me?
Ooh, that is
You're the fastest.
You do like the spotlight. Aisha.
No, this is Aisha. I hate this
Yes.
spotlight. I don't know why I got into TTFA streaming.
Okay, yeah, it just suddenly went really loud, but we're good now. Give me one more mic check.
I'll try this time. Mic check, mic check. This is a mic check from John. Hello. How's it
It's
going?
not a mic check unless Hana does it. I'm sorry.
You're right, you're right. My apologies.
No, stop.
That sounds about right. Okay, we're looking good again. Let's jump back on in. Well, Kira, what's going on is we've been talking about our free time activities. We've resolved everybody for Thursday and Friday except for you. As far as clubs and things like that, there is the newspaper club on Friday, but I know you said that you were not going to be attending, which is totally fine. So there is just you need to decide real quick what free time activities you're doing on Thursday and Friday.
Let's see. I just logged out of the video because I'm lagging really bad. I don't know if my laptop is just freaking out or what. But
Yeah, don't worry about.
can you
video
hear
for
me
today.
okay?
Yep, we can hear you just
Okay.
fine. Just for now, don't worry about video.
Okay. Let's see. I was planning to read for 2 of the free times the book that James gave Melody, and then if we could have a group outing for the other two, so I don't know which ones everybody wanted to go out for.
We're still working towards those, so it's just for Thursday and Friday right now, so.
Okay, I guess I would be reading the books then.
Okay. Just to let you know, on Friday, Damian and Salem went to the arcade, and they did invite everybody, so you could have gone with them on Friday as well if you wanted to.
Oh, yes, I'll do that then. So I'll just do the book one of the 2 days.
Okay. Then on one of those days, go ahead and mark down that you have another tally point for the book, that you've read it. And for the second one, that would be at the arcade, go ahead and roll a D100.
Okay, I'm logging into Roll20 right now, and then I'll do it.
Okay. Well, then, while you're logging into it, I'll just give you a little bit of info about that book, because it is an interesting book, to say the least. As you first start glancing through it, you do realize that the book does have a title. It is A Meeting on the Other Side by Sirius Lee. It appears to be a journal. At least the way it's written, it's just basically this dude's account of traveling at the beginning, and it's kind of dry a little bit. It's kind of difficult to read, you know. The thing has no table of contents, no index, no chapters. It's just an odd, weird, leather-bound memoir. But you start digging into it for that first free time phase. It's kind of an unassuming journal at first. This dude, Sirius Lee, is he appears to be some type of globe-trotting American antiquarian who lived during the 1900s. It begins talking about his discovery of something that he calls visitors from beyond, and at first it's just talking about traveling to some place to look into these visitors. And then from that point on, he starts really getting in-depth descriptive about his travel to the Jordan River Valley in the Middle East. He has to take a plane, or not a plane, it's the 1920s. He takes a ship across the Atlantic. He then starts traveling across Europe by train, and he goes into a lot of in-depth musings as he's traveling. By the time you finish that first reading, it's starting to get a little bit interesting, but you can't help but note the fact that, like, he describes weird things in too much detail. Like, who's the chick that wrote Twilight? I can't remember her name. Stephanie something or other.
Stephanie Meyer.
Thank you.
Stephanie Meyer.
The way she just arbitrarily goes into really ridiculously long descriptions about things that kind of are silly or just nonsensical. It's kind of like that. But anyway. Are you able to roll your D100?
Yes.
Go for it.
Sorry, I forgot you can't see me nodding. When you were talking, I was nodding.
No worries.
Oh, very bad. 23.
23. Unfortunately, you were not able to get anything out of the claw game. But you all still have fun razzing each other, and Salem was able to get something out of it, just a little tchotchke, and the moment that gets pulled out of the claw game, Salem would have heard the voice of the Wanderer saying, "Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I would definitely trade you a shard of something for that."
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I don't need this.
Do you know what shard you want to take?
I think it's the one of lesser healing. I can't remember the specific name of it, but that one.
Gotcha. Let me see here. Pull out that quick.
Shard of Mending Lesser.
Yeah,
That's
Shard
it.
of Mending. There you go. Okay, so we've gotten through Thursday and Friday. Let's talk about Saturday. Damian did have a game that they had to play. Other than that, you do go to the funeral during that day, but you still do have two free time phases to do that day. Damian obviously will not be there for one of them because they're at the game. However, if everyone wants to go to the game and also do something else, that could count as a group activity.
I was actually thinking about going to the game, but I didn't know what that would constitute as. But I think since that would be like right after we kind of had that talk where we need to come together as a group, I think I would go and be supportive of it, even though I have no idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm. There are a few different variations of what you could do there. Like one of the things, you could go out to eat. That's an activity that would count if you wanted to use that. Even just kind of hanging out and watching, and even though you don't understand what's going on, you're hanging with friends. So it could be a hangout with close friend, or it could be a moment of catharsis. It could also just be a rest and relaxation.
We'll do the rest and relaxation for now. I think
Though
it's been a bit of an emotional toil.
Well, I will just point out that if you do rest and relaxation, it's not going to actually affect you, because it removes 2 stress points, 1 exhaustion point, and it recovers half your hit points.
None of the options will really affect us right now because none of us have trauma points, and because of the sleep phases and this being time skip, the food one would end before the time skip's over.
Well, we can do one of the ones that gives us extra SP, though.
Mm-hmm. You could do the hangout with close friends if you want.
Sure, we'll do that one. That works.
We all going?
That's up to you.
I will join to the football game.
I mean,
Cat will go.
are we saying that like hanging out after the funeral was that free time activity, or are we saying the free time activity is separate from that hangout?
We're just trying to combine them all together. That way your sport club day can coincide with them doing something. That way you can all get the extra SP.
Totes.
Okay, so if everyone's doing hangout with a close friend, y'all are just selecting an NPC to do this with. Kira, can they choose each other when hanging out with a close friend? It just says NPC, but I feel like it could be
because it's supposed to be for one person. Hang out with a close friend, it's just one person.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I have the book now, so I can look.
I mean, could it be the same as something like see a movie because we're watching him play? Or watching them play?
That kind of makes sense to me. It's not really seeing a movie, but it's getting together and doing something and watching something together. So that's not a huge stretch in my mind.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one person, and it's supposed to be an NPC that's because it has a check, which normally you wouldn't do with other Magi-Knights, so...
Okay, so then let's call this
Alright,
going out to movies. Oh, what's up, Aisha?
I was gonna say I like seeing a movie. It makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Is everybody coming to my game?
yeah.
Yeah.
Bud.
Yes, we're all going
Y'all
to
are
watch.
so sweet.
Cheer you on.
Can I get some social points for that? I'm just kidding.
Well, you're going to actually, because they're all doing this at your
Okay.
game. Everyone gains one additional social point with one individual there, so you can give one social point to one of the Magi-Knights, because they all came to watch you.
Wild.
Yeah,
And-
since we're all there, we each get 1 SP with each other, I believe.
Yeah,
Is it-
so like
Yeah.
our SP with each Magi-Knight goes up by 1, and then we have the option of
Yes.
adding 2 more across the rest of the party.
2 more?
Well, no, just
Yeah.
one. It's one more. If you're all doing the going out to movies, you just gain one additional social point to spend as you wish.
Okay.
So if everyone's there together and everyone gains one together because you're all there together, and then we're using the going to movies, and we're using the football game or soccer game, whatever you want to call it, as the movie. You 4 each get 1 more because you're
Well,
each
see, I
doing.
went-
So
Are you looking at the old rules?
Am I? Maybe I.
yeah, I'm looking in the new book, and it says 2 points for see a movie. 2
That
social
must be
points.
split
Okay.
between multiple characters.
You know what? I am
That's what I
looking
was
at the
trying to
old
decide.
handout. That's what my problem is. I'm looking at the old handout right now.
I just put the text into the chat. All right, cool. We're on the same page.
Yeah, that was changed because it wasn't even with other free time phases, so we increased it.
That's fair.
I don't think I should take that because I'm actually playing in the game.
Yeah,
so it doesn't
you
make sense
cannot.
for me to have
You
that. But for
cannot.
the rest of you, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm good with that. If it's 2 now.
Also, I think we need to retroactively change something. Salem and Matt.
What's up?
Thursday I was supposed to be doing soccer, not studying.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll just drop my SP with Salem down to 2 for the arcade, and I'll give that SP to somebody else on the soccer team.
Okay. Sounds good. Fine.
So we now have 2 free time phases where all of us hung out together, right?
I don't think
this
we all hung
technically-
out together at the
This is
arcade.
first.
Yeah, this is the first.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
then I
Aisha
wouldn't have gone
was
to the arcade.
working. Oh well, fine then.
Jeez.
Well, I just mean if it wasn't everybody, I would have been reading the book. So
Word.
If it wasn't everyone she's reading,
So you never rolled that 34. I see how it is.
so what do we get for us all going to the soccer game?
You gained a social point with all of the Magi-Knights.
Thank
And
you.
2
Sorry.
more to split between 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
it's
the free time phase. That free time phase freebie. It's hard to say that. It's a tongue twister.
So it's wow. So
So how
so
many
for
is that now?
so just for Saturday, just so we're clear, for Saturday, excluding Damian played in the game, so they add a point to an NPC. But then everybody, all 5 of you, gain 1 social point with every other Magi-Knight. That's number 1. Number 2, for the going to a movie, which we're calling the soccer game, everyone gains 2 social points to give to 2 different individuals. Okay? That's number 2. It must be split up between multiple characters that attended. So, all of the Magi-Knights, an NPC that might have been there, whomever. Number 3. Just for the free time phase, you gain 1 more social point to give to 1 more individual. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Perfect. cool beans.
They'll have the more to give out.
And here's the crazy thing. You still have a second free time phase for Saturday.
So we have one for everybody, and then there's 3 others.
Mm-hmm.
2 of those have to be for 2 different people, but
Correct.
that third one, can it be for one of
For
the same
anyone.
people?
For anyone. Yep.
Okay. So I can give 2 to Salem or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bump him up a little.
I was about to say I'm doing the same thing.
That's what I
And
did.
if
I
Saturday-
was like, I pumped Salem. Salem's already at free.
And
If
I'll
Saturday
pump-
second free time phase, then I would pick that day to go study with Salem. Unless like we're all doing a group thing, and then maybe we don't study. I don't know.
Well, I think we're all done with those social points. So here's the question: you have a second free time phase for Saturday, and you have 2 on Sunday. So how many of those will you all do as a group?
I'm willing to do 2 of them as a group. I mean, if we can talk to the Herald as a group,
Technically, yes, you can.
I'm willing to do 3.
Just him in the corner, all of us standing there, just give us information.
Tell us all.
Go for it.
I mean, that's not a bad way. I think at this point that actually makes sense too. With everything given, we probably would have a lot of questions. So,
Are we
And
doing
I'm
that
gonna
after
fail the
soccer?
mysticism check.
Are we doing it after soccer? Or on the next day?
well, that depends. Did they win the game on Saturday, or did they win?
Yeah, how do we know if I want to?
Okay, this is how we're gonna find out whether or not Damian, the team won. Damian's gonna be the one who's going to be rolling. You get to you're gonna be rolling a D100. However, there are 2 things that are going to influence this. Number 1, how well the people who came to watch you, your Magi-Knight friends, how well did they cheer you on? And how well you performed. So you are either going to be rolling, let's see here, it's either going to be an athletics or... It's either going to be an athletics or a leadership check. You can use one of those 2. For the Magi-Knights, your 4 friends, you can either do a performance check or a influence check. Everybody has one of 2, or they can roll one of those 2. And if you're able to roll you can roll, if you're able to roll over a 14, Damian gets to add a total of 3 for each person that goes above the 14. So they get to add 3 to their roll. Does that make sense?
I'm gonna wait until everybody else has rolled now.
So in
in
total, Damian could add up to 15 to this roll. Now, how do we decide whether or not, or how likely the game is that he won? It again falls to your group, how well you all perform in this check. So, if all of you roll above a 14, that means that there is a much more likely chance that he won, that the team won. Damian will have to roll over a 35. If, however, less than 5 of you roll over that 14, that number is going to be increased by 5 for every person who failed.
Wait. There's only 4 of us?
No, 5.
Yeah, I don't think the math works out. Because I'm not rolling a performance. I'm not.
No,
cheering.
you're
I'm
rolling
the
in
athletic.
athletics. You're still doing a roll. So there's 5
Oh,
rolls,
Yeah,
and
there's
there's 5 people. There's
Okay.
5 of you. Each one of you are doing a roll.
Right.
Damian's doing one. The other 4 are doing a different one. But the total of those 5, everyone who rolled over a 14, is adding to that to make it better. Or
Okay.
so if 4 of you failed, you would have to roll over a 55. Does that make sense?
Wild. Yeah, 35 still seems really high, but okay.
I believe
No.
in you.
No, that's a 65% chance that you. That means that there's a 65% chance that you succeeded.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Sorry, what die roll we are doing to support cutout because of Discord stuff?
Okay.
Performance.
Performance?
You're either doing a performance or an influence.
Mm.
Okay.
16, 19, and 21.
So 3 out of those 4 are successes. Damian,
Failure.
failure. Okay. So bad news is it's going to be higher. You have to roll higher than a 35. You have to roll higher than a 45. However, you're going to be adding 3, 6, 9 to the roll. So D100 plus 9. If you roll over the 45,
Oh, is it 100?
on
That's
D100.
what I missed. Like
Yes.
that was a piece that was missing. Got it.
Percent.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a percentile die. So,
100. Didn't do it.
oh,
It's
That's a
fine
shame.
because I would like to gift you the coin. I think I would like to see you succeed on
it.
this. This is really important. I feel fine.
Oh, if I don't succeed at every
Okay.
oh man, okay. I may
I
have
like it.
wasted all my good rolls already.
hey, you know what? This is how games go sometimes. But there's the random Rhapsody coin. You get to re-roll that D100, and you get to add 9 to it still.
Smashing success.
Who cares?
Nice.
Smashing success. 92. That's a
Not-
92 with the plus
Not
9.
only
Yay.
did you win the first game of the season, you dominated it with a 92 percentile. That means that they scored 1 point to at least your 6, that 2 of which you personally scored.
I'm a defender. I can't believe I scored
They have a
points.
hat trick.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know how it works.
Wild.
You just
Wild.
kicked it so hard it went all the way across the field and bounced into the goal.
One with a headbutt.
Outrageous.
One with a
Outrageous.
headbutt across the field.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
into it. I'm
Heck yeah.
into it. Wow, what a use of the coin. That's thank you. That was very
We
kind.
love to see it work out.
Heck yeah.
That's very cool. Very
And
cool.
that's
very cool.
why
very
we
cool.
do it the way we do it, because it's just like that. That a failure just magically turns to a success. Gotta love it. Okay, so
I think on that goal he's gonna run over and hug Salem.
oh, I can't. I just imagine like the cheers that erupt from the stadium. You grabbing Salem and hoisting, and everyone coming around you, and suddenly you're picked up as well, and it's just a whole big to do.
Oh no.
It's exciting.
Yeah, so on a day that you had to go to a friend's funeral, you then use those feelings to just power through your soccer game, winning. And I'm sure that at the end of the game, as you're all leaving, there's just a little bit of a lightness to your hearts, which you probably needed, considering the week you've been having. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and talk about that last free time phase of the day.
Oh, I think we should celebrate with food, go to dinner or
Yeah.
something. Like,
That's what I was thinking. Let's all go out together.
I should be like, so I still owe you all dinner since I didn't have to pay for that last one.
I totally
Oh.
forgot about that.
Salem got so excited about a free meal. He's tired of ramen. It's gonna be great.
I'm into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for going out to eat, it's not going to really give you all a whole lot of benefits. I will just point out. So let's still say that you go to a restaurant and hang out and celebrate and that sort of thing. But if we can find a way to use one of the free time phases in conjunction with that, that would probably benefit y'all.
Talk to the Wanderer. We talked about that.
Yeah.
We went to eat at the mall.
I was gonna say to the mall and beyond, because then we can use our budget tallies to finally buy that camera for Lacey. Aisha will donate 5 because I want to spend 7 to get like a normal quality instead of a shitty quality.
Okay, fair enough.
Were we keeping budget tallies? I forget.
You should have at least 4 from like just the start of the episode, and as far as I know, no one spent any.
No,
Yeah, I
nobody
just don't
really
remember where we
has.
put them because I don't have them anywhere. Were we putting them in platinum or Ethereum or silver?
I put mine in EP and just put 5 BT.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. 4 BT.
There you
I
go.
thought I had none.
Yeah, I mean we're buying her a camera because of
Yeah.
the dude that's following her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me find the page for items real quick.
If 2 people want to donate 1 BT, we can get a 7 BT one, and it won't have like a negative when we try to develop. I remember
Oh.
the names of films.
I don't have any. I
I
don't
can
think.
donate 1.
You've got at least 4.
You
Yeah,
have
everyone
at least
has
one, you
starts
probably
with
just
4
not-
cat.
You probably just never wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where it would be.
EP, we just discussed that. Like nobody wrote it down. Just start with EP, where EP is. Put 4 there, or 4 BT. You can put in there for budget tally.
Because I was just looking at my PDF version to see if I had anything, and I don't. EP.
Yeah, I did. I don't either. I didn't
Uh,
either.
It's because you get it at the start of the episode, not when you create your character, because you're
Okay.
supposed to get one every time you start a new episode.
Yeah. So technically, you are almost completing the first episode. We're kind of rounding it out right now. So you would technically still have those 4 budget tallies. So you could get a cheap knockoff item for 4 if you wanted to. A standard costs 7. I don't mind if you pool them together. I guess for something for an NPC, I'm fine with that.
It's for a plot thread.
Yes.
Where is the mall? Why don't I see it in the free time activities?
They're
Oh, there it
somewhere.
is. To the mall and beyond.
Yeah.
I see it now. So does that mean we all get 2 social points again because we did it as a group activity and we get the 1 from to the mall and beyond?
Yeah,
Well, we
correct.
did. We'd
Yes.
all get
Cool.
an additional 1, and then on
Yeah.
top of that, we'd all have 1 we can give to anyone,
Yeah,
Tap,
everyone
tap, tap,
gets
tap.
1
Plus-
with each other.
plus a freebie. So yeah, 2.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, so each of you gained a social
The
point
one-
with each Magi-Knight, and then you have 1 more to give to 1 person.
Any chance Lacey came to the game? By any chance?
Yeah, probably. I don't see why not. You-
Because I probably if we're talking about going to the mall to buy her a camera, we should probably invite her along and just have
Well,
her kick it with us.
Or surprise her on school on Monday. I'm sure
Yeah,
That's true. I like
Mhm.
that.
because then we'd
Okay,
lose.
great.
Because if she comes, we'll lose the doing it alone thing.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
Okay,
that
I'm
is
definitely
Buddy.
giving that extra social point to Salem. So you're at
Yeah.
5 now, buddy. You went from like
Wow.
1 to 5 in one episode.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Yeah, Salem went from 0 to 5 from mine. Melody's up at 7. Aisha's 8. And, well, Damian has a lot.
Damian has a lot on me.
so let's go ahead. Let's try to round this out. That way we can go on break here in about 15 minutes. Okay?
Really quick,
yes.
who were the 2 people or 1 person who gave the additional 2 BTs we need?
Money
I'll
is
give you
no-
I'll give
one.
one.
Okay, cool. Then that's who
Oh, I said I did, but
Okay, Melody.
okay.
Melody.
Melody gets it first, so Melody gets an extra SP, and Salem gets an extra SP. Thank you.
Wait, Salem can't afford it. I'm gonna do one. I have a part-time job. I can do the one. I'm gonna drop down to 3 BT. There we go.
Now, I have a question about that. So, if everyone starts off with 4 budget tallies, Kira, at the start of each episode, and say they only spent 2 of them during that episode, at the start of the next one, do they gain 4 more and go up to 6?
yes. From my memory, though, it was 3, not 4, but I could be remembering wrong.
Maybe I remembered. Maybe I read wrong.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't want to correct if I'm not sure. So I want to check. Let me find it.
Yeah, double check for us real quick since you got it open.
Okay. Yep, it's at the start of each episode, all characters receive 3 budget tallies.
3 budget
Oh, I
tallies.
see what I did. I swapped the public school thing and that.
Okay. Well, everyone go ahead and decrease their budget tallies by 1, just so we're all
Cool. I'm down to
copacetic
2.
here.
Yeah, it's
Easy
supposed to
enough.
represent like allowance or selling old things or doing
Sure.
jobs on the side kind of thing.
Gotcha. Makes
Cool.
sense.
Then
sure.
I need 1 more budget tally to get us to 7.
Sure, I'll do it.
Oh,
That's
I
fine.
can give you 1.
You two fight over it.
Rollies. Do a rollie real quick. Both of you roll a d20.
Oh, nat 20.
Done.
There you
I
go.
can't believe you using that
Aw.
20 on that.
I know.
This is the most important role of the game.
I know, right?
Clearly.
Who gives away their money?
Okay. Let's talk about Sunday then. I know you said you wanted to group chat with the Herald. Let's say you do that as your second free time phase. So you have your AM free time phase to talk about still. Do you want to do something together as a group, or do you want to go separately and do your own thing?
When I first created the character for Damian, one of the things that I wrote in for him was him having a part-time job at the movie theater just on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it would be in the evening as opposed to the morning, but if you want to do the group thing in the evening, then it could be in the morning. Theaters are open at 11, so...
Yeah, narratively, it doesn't really matter. I was just trying to do the different ones first before we did the Herald one. That's the only reason why I said second, but...
Yeah,
from a narrative
then
standpoint, it
this would
doesn't
be
matter.
my time to work at the theater.
Okay,
Cool.
perfect. So let's do that real quick. You just need to roll a d4 to see what kind of day you had.
That's a 2.
That's a 2. Okay. Of course, I have to move it. Okay, so a 2 was a boring day. It was so slow, you would have been happier watching a snail and turtle race. Why not? But you got to relax at least, so you would reduce your stress by 1 and gain 1 budget tally.
Hey.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go around the table. Melody, what do you do for your first free time phase on Sunday?
How many free time phases would it take me to get through the book?
More than 1. I think. How many do you have? How many have you done so far?
Just the 1, right?
Okay, you need to do 4 in total.
I thought
Okay,
you
I'll
did 2, because you did Thursday and Friday.
Oh, okay.
You read
Sorry.
it Thursday, and you thought you went to the arcade, and then instead you read the book again. So
Okay,
that's
you
2
did do-
so far.
So there you go. So technically, if you didn't talk to the Herald with everybody else, you could get through the book.
But Damian's not coming, right? So we can't get the bonus?
Well,
No. We could get the bonus because there's 2 free time phases on Sunday. So
Right.
there's still a morning free time phase that everyone is talking about right now.
Okay, then I'll talk to the Herald for that.
Okay, so for the group
Okay.
1, you will talk with the Herald, so you need to decide what you're going to do for your first one, while that Damian's doing their job.
Okay, then yes, I will read the book then, so I'll have 3.
Okay, perfect. Salem, how about you?
I think by this point, Salem has kind of realized that they are not doing as much in school and it's starting to get anxiety about it. So he's probably going to at least study or practice his cello. So, which is also studying for him.
Yes.
So,
Okay. So then you
So,
would
like-
add that the studied condition to you.
Sorry, can I jump in here?
Mhm.
So Thursday when I played soccer, Salem and I were supposed to study together, and that was the mistake.
Mhm.
So the question is, if you studied on Thursday, do you want to study again and get the exact same bonus, which would cancel out, or does that make sense?
I didn't know if it carried over or not. Because if it doesn't carry over, then yeah, I was going to
It goes to the next school phase.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, it goes to
okay.
the next school phase. So you don't need to study again.
All right. Well,
Because I don't think it stacks. You don't get 2
Yeah.
D8s.
No, that is true. It does not stack. So I would recommend just doing it once during that time.
hmm
Let's go to the movie.
Oh, okay. I'm going to a movie.
I'm visiting at work.
Okay.
Visit me at the game. Visit me at work.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go,
sure.
going to the movies, Salem
stalking
and
you.
Aisha.
Sure. This will be fun.
Okay, so
They're
for
just stalking you.
Kat,
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm gonna give Salem a free popcorn. That'll be my social point.
Yes.
For Kat, I don't know if Kat was invited to the movies. If not, she will study.
You're
There was-
always invited.
there was
We
a-
would.
There was a group text, and the group text is speaking into the communicator at
Yes.
6 a.m. Like always.
Aisha, I have to work.
So you'll be there.
So I guess we can all go to the movies, except for
yeah. So Melody and Damian are
Except for
doing their own
Kira, yeah.
thing, and the 3 of you are seeing a movie together. So, which is perfectly valid. So, let's see the. I don't know what movie's coming out at that time period.
We could go see The Crow City of Angels or Island of Dr. Moreau.
Craft.
The Craft came out in
May. I looked it up.
May.
Yeah.
So it would definitely not be something.
No, but I do have
Yeah,
it on
no.
VHS. We are still watching it.
Well, whatever you do watch, the 3 of you together, you have 2 social points that you must split between the 3 of you. So I guess each one of you gets to give it to the other 2.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'll give Salem the other one.
oh, there's another one.
Yes, every free time
Every
activity
free
you get an
activity.
additional social you get an additional social point to
On top
anyone
of.
involved in the activity you choose, on top of whatever is in the description of that choice you make.
So 1 for Aisha. And for Salem. I guess 2 for Salem then.
Aw.
That way everybody's getting pretty close to being the same.
Yeah.
Even up things. Have to get to know Salem better. He's new. Not only new to the group, but new to school.
It's true.
Salem is already higher than Damian.
Okay. So,
Damian's my
Yeah, I
highest,
mean, same.
so, after the part-time job and seeing the movies and reading the book some more, you all get together once again to speak with the Herald one more time. Let's say probably it's at Salem's place, since that seems to be the safest place with no adults around. You all gather up and have a moment to figure out, talk about what you're wanting to do and that sort of thing. Maybe Salem makes everybody some tea. I feel like that's a thing that would happen.
Yeah.
But then you all call up the Herald together to begin having a conversation. Now, when you converse with the Herald, here's what happens. You're attempting to gather extra information regarding your purpose, the invading evil, your Magi-Knight powers, or whatever. You have to make a mysticism skill check, which is a DC 15. On a success, you learn a piece of obscure lore and receive an inspiration point. On a failure, you only get one of those two things. So you have to choose between a real answer or an inspiration point. So, before we actually get into the conversation, let's go ahead and roll those dice.
Not 20.
Nice.
Failure. That's fine.
16.
That's a success.
Ooh.
17.
Also a success.
We are learning so much today.
Wow.
I'm learning nothing. I'm just getting really inspired.
That's been like all 3 times you talked to the Herald.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
ever get information out of that cat. That's probably why
It's
you're
only
all
getting
gathering
worse
together.
inside.
Okay, so 4 out of 5 of you succeeded. So so that's awesome. Aisha, it sounds like you're going to take the inspiration point. So all of you, go ahead and put down an inspiration point on your character sheets. As for the conversation,
Oh, sorry.
no, what's up?
Wait, does anyone
I
still
was,
have
I
an...
was just going to make a joke.
Quick question, does anyone still have an inspiration point from...
Didn't we get an inspiration from the soul ablation?
Have you used yours yet?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, not to be metagamey, but I'm going to be metagamey.
It's okay.
Because you can only have one inspiration point.
That's
So
fine.
I'm going to choose the answer, and Ash, do you mind if I take the overflow? Because you have the choice of like giving inspiration to another Magi-Knight or using it immediately.
That's fine. I'll pass it on.
Cool.
If that's what will work out the best and is within rules, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That is
that works for me.
technically within the rules, and I do allow this sort of thing because it's a new system and we're all learning it. So yes, absolutely. So everyone's going to be able to ask the Wanderer a question and get some type of information. And we're going to find out what those questions are after we come back from break.
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
I was not ready to ask questions.
I don't know.
I'm like zooming out. Just real quick for flavor, I'm like zooming out and seeing that like Aisha's had 3 conversations with the cat, and for how contentious our relationship is, for me to not 20 it, like in my first conversation with the cat.
Hey, I passed my first one with the cat. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. Well,
Fantastic. Well done. Never mind.
we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks. And when we return, we're going to find out what sort of conversation our heroes are going to have with their mysterious benefactor. It should be interesting. So definitely stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back, and when we last left off, our heroes, the Magi-Knights, were sitting down together inside of Salem's studio living room area, and have called the Herald to ask them some questions. The Herald, you're all sitting there in like various chairs and couches, and I imagine it's a studio apartment, so there's like probably a couch and a few like table chairs and things like that, and maybe like a ottoman or something to sit on. And when you call for the Herald, you all kind of turn around and you realize that the Herald is just kind of laying lengthwise along the back of the couch there, just kind of purring contently, laying there, head on one side, kind of legs sprawled out down the side of the couch, like a cat does. The Wanderer looks up at you all, those bright green eyes just kind of glowing slightly as he takes each one of you in, and he finally says, "Hey, everybody, it's good to see you. I know you've all taken some time to get your minds together and that sort of thing. School's starting tomorrow, and probably should get back to our investigation soon. Try to find more cultists, because they tend to pop up like weeds, you know. So, what can I do for you?" Oh, okay, then I guess I'll just go.
No.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Well, being too polite.
I think we're
Wait,
all
wait, it's just-
we're all
Wait.
still kind of coming to terms with everything. So we wanted to at least have one more conversation before everything starts and pick up. So I think each of us has a little bit of a question or something for you we would like to ask.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I want to know exactly what happened with Levi.
What do you mean specifically, Damian?
Like specifically, is he alive or dead?
The Wanderer kind of closes their eyes and seems to be looking inward for a moment. As near as I can tell, he is no more.
Why? What happened? Like what?
I don't know how exactly. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but the cultists tracked Levi down somehow. I'm not entirely sure how it happened specifically, but they were waiting for Levi the night you all went to do your target practice at his gun club. He got a call and he rushed home, and they were there waiting for him. He fought as best he could. He reached out to me well after it happened. I lost track of him for a little while, and I went to go investigate his apartment, and when I got there, the place was trashed. It was destroyed. It looked like there was a huge battle that happened, and like bullet holes in the wall and plants overturned. It was a wreck. You all were in the middle of your own investigation, so I reached out to Levi as best I could, and Levi told me that when he arrived home that night, they were there waiting for him. And before I realized that he was gone, they took him. He said that he was being taken and that there was no way for him to escape. But he told me that he hid his soul crystal inside his apartment, and that I should find it and transfer that power to someone new, because in his mind, he didn't think he would be coming back. So he thought the alternative was
cultists.
to... What's that?
So the cultists have him? Do they have him like you can't tell he's alive or dead? Like, as far as you can tell, he's no more. But that's not conclusive.
Did they brainwash him or something?
The cat's size at this, and this is a second honest answer that you're getting from the cat, just so we're all clear. The cat deeply sighs and he says, I really didn't want to have this conversation until you were more familiar with your powers and your responsibilities and duties, but a soul is tied to a soul crystal. The soul crystal exists because that's what's keeping you alive. You all died, or would have, that night. But that's the thing about fate. Fate is a long-term kind of thing, not a short-term kind of thing. You humans have lives that, for the most part, end within 60 to 70 years at best. Very few reach 100 or more. The universe itself has over 13 billion years old. 100 years is barely a breath in the grand scheme of time. It's barely a blink. Like, the entirety of your human history exists within the span of a few seconds. If you think about the all of time in this as though it were just a month. So that's the thing. Fate doesn't mind if something happens at a specific moment, because fate is grandiose and large, and like the cat kind of sits upward and you hear that as the bat wings come out, and he like extends them as far back as he can. He's like, if time is this, it doesn't matter if a single hair is bent to the right or to the left or up or down. That thread's still the same. And this is an analogy, obviously, but in a way, that's what a human life is. The cat kind of reaches out with, and you see like two claws, he plucks out a hair, and he holds it up. In the length of a universe, this right here is the length of a human's life. So if it ends right here or right over here, and he kind of points off to the farther end, away from it. In the end, it's not that much difference. Which is why I'm able to allow individuals such as yourself, individuals who have inherent connection to magic, to give them a little extra time to be able to do something good and right and important to the... And he kind of motions at his wings again, the outstretched wings, the whole of history. The physical representation of that is that crystal that you all have. But when it shatters, when that power is gone, he takes the piece of cat hair that he's holding and just snaps it in half. Think of the crystal as the anchor between those 2 points, the beginning and the end. As long as that crystal exists, you can continue on. Levi made a choice. He wanted to make sure that you all had somebody to help you. And in his mind, the alternative of whatever they were taking him to was much worse than sacrificing his power to help somebody else carry on. Does that make sense?
I think so, but you, Ronan, David were consistently cagey about this. If Ronan used to be a Magi-Knight and is not anymore, does that mean Ronan still has their soul crystal, but is just no longer working with you?
This is answer number 3. The cat looks at you extremely quizzically. Ronan? You mean James Ronan? James Ronan died at the radio station 2 months ago. I know that David was mildly obsessed with him. They had kind of a odd sort of relationship and all, but David may have talked a lot about James Ronan, but James died.
For how cavalier you are about our deaths and how little we matter to the strands of fate, it seems there's stuff you still don't know.
We've all spoke to him, seen him, been insulted by him.
He goes to our school.
He creeps on high school soccer teams doing late night drills. He has a working relationship with Yuna's grandpa.
And he's in the newspaper club.
Melody got a book from him.
Yeah, I'll hold out the book and show it to the Wanderer.
He a ghost?
You hold out that book and you're all like trying to explain to this cat, you've all seen James Ronan. Here's answer number 4. Make an insight check. Anyone who wants to.
I would like to.
I'm gonna.
There's my character sheet.
This is a very high DC.
Ah,
Just letting
I
you
did
know.
not. That's a 9.
9.
I got 19. That's a lot of nines.
17.
What in the world?
I've never
Roll
seen so
20.
many 9s.
That was
What?
3 9s in a row. That's impressive. Okay.
And a 19.
And a 19. So, Salem, as you're observing this, the cat, it only happens for a second, but like, you know, in anime when they zoom in on a person's face when they're having a weird reaction, they kind of do this kind of eye twitch, and then the eyes just kind of go blank for a second, and then the pupil reappears.
Mm-hmm.
It's less than a millisecond, but you saw that happen to the Wanderer. At which point he kind of shakes his head and looks at you all quizzically. Like it. However, his back is to Melody right now. He's looking up between Damian, Aisha, and Kat, and he said, "What? What? Wait a minute. What were we talking about? No. And then he kind of shakes his head a little bit, and he says, "You're all being really weird tonight. Look, I know that David's death has placed a lot of feelings in you all, and you're kind of questioning your place in the grand scheme of the universe and all, but that's not something you really should be too worried about, because even in the grand scheme of an infinite universe, one moment can make all the difference. And every time you all destroy one of these outsiders that have come onto your plane, you're keeping your world alive for a few moments more. And that's really what's important here.
I think I've heard everything I need to hear from this guy.
I wonder.
Well,
I do have one question.
Okay?
If you are pulling our strings, is it possible that there is an entity that pulls yours?
The Wanderer kind of chuckles at that and says, I don't really pull strings. And everything has a purpose. I have a purpose, you have a purpose. Your purpose is fighting outsiders and keeping your material plane safe. My purpose is to help you all and give you guidance and to make sure you have the power necessary to do your duty.
An outsider's purpose?
That's a question that many have been asking over a long period of time. I honestly wish I knew what their purpose was. But remember, they're beings from an entirely different reality. Us
What
trying
reality are you from?
this one.
Right. Well, I think Damian had it on the nose that I think we got everything that we need at the moment. Right?
Are we all out of questions?
Yeah, you're out of... You've used up all of your answers.
Oh, boo. Okay.
Unless you had something you wanted to ask,
Hopefully
that's
could
something he could easily answer.
Maybe. I just wanted to show him the book again and say, have you seen this before? Do you know where it comes from?
You start moving around the cat, wanting to show them the book, but as you're moving, like the Wanderer's head kind of turns and focuses over on Salem, and he says, well, Salem, Damian, everyone, if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. But
I kind of want to. Can I jump in very briefly? I kind of
no,
want
you
to
cannot,
grab
because
the
you
cat.
you absolutely cannot. You can attempt to grab the cat, but you cannot touch him if he does not want you to. The moment you reach out, like it's almost instinctive. He kind of is like, okay, well, I'll talk to you all later. I need to check around the city, see if there's anything else that we've missed. But don't hesitate to call on me if you need anything else. And as he's jumping down right
Let
when
us know if you
Damian's hand goes reaching out toward him, he just kind of
Let us know if you find anything.
Will do. I'll be in touch soon. And then the cat just kind of disappears.
This fucking cat.
I think you're right, Salem. I think there is a force above.
I mean, I think.
Magic?
Well, I don't know if it's that or what it is, but there are some things though that we do know. One, we are dead or die, or we're going to die.
We're undead.
We're undead, basically. But now we have powers. And it does appear that these powers are for good. So what we do is beneficial. So that at least gives some sense of, at least for me, a little bit of good feelings about
Those outsiders, we're doing bad things and stealing energy from people, and
exactly. And so we are at least preventing that, what it appears to be. I don't know. There could be, we could also be giving them energy somehow that we don't know about, but we can't speculate. I mean, we can't stop on a speculation.
I was never going to stop, but I was hoping we could find out if this really is just a one-front war, or if there are any other fronts hidden out there.
So to say, I don't think it's always just one front. There's usually many, many different sides.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I get you.
I had the impression that we're not the only ones in the world that do this kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we look at it as the source of Magi-Knight power versus the outsiders, what if there's also 3 or 4?
It's highly possible. We don't know what's there and what's fueling James. We don't know how
magic of some sort.
Yeah, I don't trust this cat at all, and I'm not just going to fall in line with everything he says anymore, right? Like, I'm grateful for the second shot, but like, if our lives really don't matter, then why are we still going to school? Why are we,
blend in,
caring about careers or jobs? What? Cat?
I said to blend in, so we don't, like, we just suddenly drop out of school, then what?
People drop out all the time. Like, I can't, I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not just going to be a good little soldier.
I don't think the Wanderer the Herald is trying to say our lives don't matter. I think you can get lost in the forest and miss the trees. I think that's what the Wanderer is trying to get to us, but I also think there are things, maybe not that the Wanderer doesn't want to tell us, but literally cannot. I agree we should be cautious, but I don't think we should be distrusting.
I agree with that, but this is also coming from a biased source, since Aisha is buddies with the Wanderer.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have as much of a reason to trust him as I do to distrust him right now. Y'all can do whatever, but and I'll keep showing up and I'll keep helping y'all out because I care about y'all. But as far as like this cat giving a rip about us, I think it's very clear that
think
we're
that's
pretty low on his totem.
for sure. And I think that's actually the right way to go about it, Damian, where we can't rely on him. We have to rely on each other.
He's not going to save us.
No, so let's use him like he's using us. He is just a tool. So we'll get information that we can, but otherwise it's us against the world.
Agreed.
Well,
Yeah, into
make-
that.
What's that, Melody?
Not against the world.
maybe the Wanderer is like a real cat, and that it doesn't really like you very much until you earn its trust.
We need to win him some prizes.
Just make the Wanderer like you, and then he'll start caring.
Honestly, the day I do things for the approval of others is a dark, dark day.
That's not my style either.
Maybe he's just lost so many Magi-Knights along the way that he just isn't overly caring anymore, because how many has he had?
Who's to say?
Yeah, I don't think we have any way of knowing. But
I don't think
a
he'll
lot.
ever. Yeah, he'll never
It's a
tell
dangerous
us that.
job.
So. But
We should just take it one step at a time. Work with what we can do.
Sure.
agreed.
Sure.
Find outsiders, destroy outsiders.
We have a few potential sources of outsiders that we should probably be focusing on.
Yeah.
Let's make that our priority and continue to research this other thing while we
Yeah.
go about our stuff.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, Melody, what have you learned from that book?
Oh, what else have I learned aside from the weird traveling stuff at the beginning?
There is some more stuff. Do you want? We can talk more about that, or yeah, we'll do that, and we'll talk about the investigation stuff if we have time.
Okay.
The book gets weirder as the trip goes on, and this individual continues on into the Jordan River Valley. He begins talking and records these detailed accounts of very odd things happening around him. He goes on to talk about things like solid walls morphing into substances of skin-like plasticity. He documents horrible screeches that he hears in the night, but when he wakes up and asks, like, the concierge on the train, nobody has actually nobody reported anything. He seems to be detailing things that at first it sounds like the ravings of a madman, but then as the trip comes to a close and he reaches oh god, it's 1996, and back then it would have been 1920, so it actually would have been Palestine back then. He reaches Palestine and describes his trip into Jerusalem. He talks a little bit about some individuals that he begins staying with. These individuals he talks of claim to be spiritualists who communicate with the dead. And he begins to talk a little bit about participating in several rituals where he attempts to communicate with these spirits, the spirits of the dead. By the time you finish, you're about 3/4 of the way through, and while some of the rituals are really vague on how it happens, others actually has a little bit of detail. But he does describe several of these rituals where he's attempting to communicate with beings. But he also talks about moments at night where he begins having really, really horrible dreams. And the next part of the book that you finish describes some really, really disturbing dreams. Creatures whispering in the darkness, of doorways that look like little more than slits of light, and a constant dread of an overbearing presence. So the book's kind of getting interesting and also disturbing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to read this before bed.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Melody would. I don't know what she's into.
She's into it during the day, but nighttime
Now, you also had during this time a little bit of an opportunity to research if you wanted to. This is something like just watching TV, the news, or reading newspapers. You could have gone to the library. Technically, the internet is becoming a thing right now, so you could do that a little bit as well. But if there's something specific you want to look into more, you can also just tell me that. And then we're going to do some rolls, and we're going to close out this session talking about some investigation time that you would have had. So does anybody have something they specifically want to be looking into? Just raise your hand and I'll go to you. Okay. Aisha.
I think Aisha's going to take a chance to try and look into missing Milk Boy again. Go back to the library, try and get a better roll.
Absolutely. Missing Milk Boy. What's up here? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. It's probably going to be an investigation check unless you have an argument for something else.
I do not. I can't argue any of this, so I will give you this and where to go. There it is. Really? I'm using my inspiration. And it's gonna be a natural one again. It's gonna be a natural one again. Oh, I can't re-roll from there. I have to hit this again. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's significantly better. That's significantly better. That's an 11. So
it
still
is
not
11.
good, but
It's an 11. It's not great, but I will give you a little bit. You look in the newspaper and you do find an article about an individual, and the picture that you find is of the clean-cut kid in the collared shirt and tie that you saw on the milk container. It lists him as Jeremy Tanner. That's the name I gave you the last time.
Mm-hmm.
It says that Jeremy was last seen with 3 other friends, Tim Reynolds, Lee Bradshaw, and Mindy Westwood, all of whom are also missing.
Mindy Westwood?
Mm-hmm. Mindy Westwood.
What was the second name you said?
Lee Bradshaw.
Thank you.
No relation to Terry. Sorry.
No, unfortunately. The newspaper article that you're reading, it does say that all 4 are missing, and but are not considered presumed dead. leading theories go, possible runaways.
You said all 4? I thought I only heard 3 names.
Yeah, the fourth is Jeremy.
Tanner, Tim
Westwood, and Lee
Reynolds,
Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Mindy Westwood.
Those are the 4.
What was
who
the second name?
Other one.
Jeremy, Tim, Lee, and Mindy.
What was Tim's
Tim what?
name?
Jeremy Tanner was the first kid that Aisha heard about that was missing. Jeremy is missing along with his 3 friends, Tim Reynolds, Lee Bradshaw, and Mindy Westwood.
I was missing Tim.
Does it mention ages?
All of them 16 to 17.
Okay. I have an idea about this, but
Okay. That is the first piece of investigation. Does anyone have another thing they know? Salem?
I do, with this new bit of information from the book. Melody is... I would be honored if Melody would join me, but I would like to also go to the library and see if we can research newspapers from about the same time as when that diary was written, to see if there's any weird things that were happening around that time as well that may correlate to what's happening today. Missing people, strange occurrences.
Okay.
I would be very happy to, because I was thinking basically the same thing. So
I like
Teamwork. Let's go.
Well, good. The both of you are going to work together on this. So here's what I'm gonna let you know. There's a couple things here. Number one, the 1920s is a long time period. You do, however, have it narrowed down that the book itself was written in I think it was 1922 is what I said. I'm gonna check. Yeah, 1922. So April to August 1922. So that does narrow it down a little bit. You would not be able to research. You would not be able to research information about things that were happening in Palestine, because but you could look for interesting things that happened during that time period from local papers. They would absolutely have that.
I also wanted to check for obituaries to find, that would be much later, not in the 1920s, to find out how seriously died.
Okay. Well, those are going to be 2 different topics. I'm just going to let you know now. One of them would be looking into directly Sirius Lee and how they died. The other one would be mysterious circumstances similar to what you're experiencing now back in the time period of April to August 1922. So that's 2 different things. So if you're wanting to research those 2 things, each of you are going to roll a separate roll. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe I'll look into his death later so I can help.
Yeah, if you both focus on the same research, you can one of you can roll with advantage, or the 2 of you could roll separately, either or.
Yeah, let's both work on it together. I'll wait.
Okay. So,
do you want to roll, or
no? Let me tell you what this is going to be first, and then you can decide.
Yes.
The obvious one is investigation, because you are investigating. However, the other one I'll also allow is a STEM check.
I've got a +4 to investigate.
Okay, you should do it then, because mine's +3.
Let's see. 21 on 1, but let me roll again for just in case it's a nat 20. Okay, 21.
21, still a pretty damn good roll. There's a lot, actually. You begin looking through that time period, and there are quite a few mysterious deaths and disappearances that, as you're researching, going through different newspaper articles, you find it like there's no way all of them could be, you keep telling yourself, but you keep finding another one, another one, another one. It's hard to make out a pattern. But you continue on, looking forward a couple of years, backwards a couple of years, going all the way to the beginning of the town charter in the 1850s. You find a lot of instances of disappearances and mysterious deaths and strange occurrences that are often chalked up in one way or another, and you keep telling yourself there's no way every single one of these could be an outsider. But even if 25% of them are real, that's a lot. You're starting to build a little bit of a web here. And you can't help but notice that every handful of months, there's at least one major thing that happens that you're like, God, that has to be something with an outsider. Because there'll be times where you'll find, group discovered unconscious in an abandoned warehouse. It went... After several weeks coma, they awoke with no memory of what happened to them. Things like that. You'll find those are like some of the biggest clues that you find, like a group of people unconscious, or this many people all disappeared, no known connections, that sort of thing. So you're starting to see that the pattern is hard to nail down. It's not like you can say, okay, every 6 months there's an occurrence, nothing like that. But you can see that the ones that definitely stick out to you is this is a pretty good chance of being an outsider. You're starting to see that from the time that the town formed to now, there has been an escalation. With that high roll that you got, you're seeing a clear sign of escalation that, while this has probably been happening for a few hundred years, and at the beginning it was only happening months and months and months, and almost up to 6 to 9 to almost, maybe at one point, maybe even a year. But your group has been dealing with them pretty frequently, every few days at least. Chances are, and you're fairly certain on this, there is definitely an escalation coming that's been happening over the years.
Okay.
That was valuable.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Hey, you
I
had
wants to explore the lumberyard. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying that was a clever use of an investigation, and you rolled really, really well, and that's why I was able to give you a really cool piece of lore there.
Yay.
So Damian, I heard you say something about the lumberyard.
Kat put in the chat that she wants to explore the lumberyard.
Gotcha. So when you say you're wanting to
They're going
investigate,
I don't.
hold on a sec, Kat. When you say you're wanting to investigate the lumberyard, are you saying like you're wanting to go there by yourself and like scope it out at night? Are you wanting to show up in the middle of the day at one point and like talk to people? What's your thoughts?
I'm not sure. I want to find out what happened a couple of weeks ago, like more information. The lumberyard seems to be a key place, and we haven't really explored it.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. I'd probably ask the others what they would think of. I don't think sneaking around at night by yourself is a good plan.
No,
No.
definitely not. So other options would be like going to the library or that sort of thing, looking up newspaper reports. You know about a time frame that something happened, right?
She knows that there was, she overheard kids talking about it in the cafeteria, and that there had been 4 kids that went missing from the lumberyard. They went in and they never came out.
Okay. So
she doesn't know about what Aisha found yet, I don't think.
Well, this is happening over the span of 4 days, so what you're able to converse in the meantime. Like, don't try to think of it as day to day. Think of the overall meta.
So yeah, like 100%, she would have shared that soon. So like, we can say this happened after that easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I see. It's
okay. Well, those 4 missing kids are probably the 4 that disappeared from the lumberyard, and there was an explosion. Something happened there. I don't know if we could get in, and I don't think it's a good idea for 1 or 2 people to go in.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the dude that exploded or was caught in the explosion, he's in the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one thing you could do is visit him and see if he's still in a coma.
Would it be possible?
Say that you're from the journalism club.
Would it be possible for Kat to Kat's mom is the doctor at the hospital? Could she find out from her mother if the guy is conscious or not?
Yeah, absolutely, you could.
Before going and seeing if she could talk to him?
Let's see here. Let me pull this up.
Because if he's unconscious, there's no point in going.
I have a quick question too. Was it like a week ago that the kids went missing, or do we know? Did the article say when they went missing?
Or 2.
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. I forgot to include that in the one I posted here.
It's about the same time that the explosion happened.
I can't find
Is
my
it
notes.
possible that this is in character? Is it possible that the 4 teams were Magi-Knights? Because that was before we became Magi-Knights. Although David said he was the only one.
David would have known, wouldn't he?
David would have. I mean,
at this point, I don't trust anything the Wanderer says.
No.
I don't know that any of us would actually know.
It's too ambiguous because if there's like another 3rd entity or 4th entity, what if they can also make their own variations of Magi-Knights that even the Wanderer doesn't know about? So it's
now we're getting out there.
It's too meta, too much.
I'm wondering if James knows something about it, but he won't talk to me.
It's just so weird that it's 4 teenagers that all went missing at the same time.
Let's see my notes about that. 2 students talking. The uncle was comatose at the time. Happened 2 weeks ago. He worked at the lumberyard. There was an explosion. He bumped his head. Camera caught 4 teens on the property in the late afternoon. Didn't catch them leaving. Uncle unresponsive and whispering. He kept saying, "Gotta save them." So, I don't know if he's still unconscious and unresponsive.
You could ask your mother if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. She will ask and say, "Well, do you know anything about this guy? I heard that there was something about missing kids and he might know something." Kids from our school talking about it.
I can't imagine your mom would be
Just
not
curious. I'm curious
Yeah.
to know if this guy's awake.
So
Has he talked to the police?
You can make a persuasion check or a influence check or just an investigation check.
Let me find my sheet. Persuasion, influence, or investigation? Let's see. Not influence. Persuasion and if I'm talking to my mom, do I get anything from that?
Yeah, I'm allowing you to do a persuasion check, and or an influence check.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Apparently I
Let's
rolled
go.
well.
Yeah, you rolled a 21.
Mhm.
So, your mom tells you that he is still comatose, and she actually confides in you that he's not doing really well. They're keeping IV fluids in him. He pretty much every night he seems to be reacting as though he's having horrible nightmares, and they've actually had to kind of cuff him into the bed at night to keep him from flailing about and falling off the bed or hurting himself. She tells you that he seems to be getting worse, that they've been running all sorts of tests on him, and the doctors can't seem to find anything wrong with him, but he's in intensive care right now.
That's scary.
She can't really give you more details than that. Doctor patient confidentiality, but she does confide in you those facts, and that she doesn't work with him specifically. The talk around the hospital is that he's like, it's a weird medical mystery.
Well, should probably let the others know about that. It's like, do you think it's some kind of magic or outsiders draining him or something?
I think we have our next lead.
Maybe we should use our soul crystals to check if we sense any energy.
Go from there.
Okay. Well, sounds like you got some interesting pieces of information to consider as we approach the start of our new day. We will be picking up.
I still have one.
Oh, you still have one? Okay, go for it.
Yeah. I'd like to just pal around with Lacey, and to a degree, maybe even suggest following at a distance to see if I can see the janitor actually following her. Like just follow up on that lead and find out what's going on there.
Okay.
We can also save that for next time if necessary. I just want to make sure I communicated it before we start the next day.
Well, here's the thing about that. During those 4 days, Lacey was extremely busy for the most part. Like, she was helping David's mom at the funeral. Then she came and watched the game with y'all, and then Sunday would have been the only day she would actually have had free to really do anything. If you want to,
but I say that on the days where I wasn't otherwise occupied, like during free time phases or whatever, like maybe even at the game, that like just that I could keep an eye out, for that janitor dude anytime she was around, and like if I wasn't otherwise occupied, my investigation would have been like tailing her to see, like, okay, yeah, she's helping David out. Is a janitor following her? Like, because he followed her home one time. Is he you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I get where you're going with that. You can make this as an investigation check. I'll also, like, at the time I thought, well, maybe a stealth check would work too. So you could roll that if you'd prefer.
I mean, I definitely prefer the investigation check, but I'll roll a stealth if that's what you want me to.
No, that's I was going to give you that as an option, but go ahead and roll an investigation.
It's an 18.
Okay, so during the times that you were with Lacey, you never spot the janitor himself. Obviously, you weren't able to spend a lot of time with her, but some of it was broken up because she was so busy. However, the last day, Sunday, when you get together again and you kind of check in with her, with that 18, this is what she tells you. She informs you that Saturday night, after the game, she went home with her mom and they stopped and got some groceries. Just picked up a couple things for the house. While she was there with her mom, they ran into Mr. Clooney at the grocery store. She tells you that he wasn't mean or anything. He was polite to her and her mom. But when they were walking away, Lacey, she's like, as we were walking away from him, I could have sworn I heard him mutter "little snitch" under his breath. And that kind of creeped me out. I kept looking behind me, and he wasn't following me throughout the rest of our shopping trip, and I kept looking. I kept checking the rear view mirror to see if I saw his truck, but no one followed us home or anything like that. But do you think the principal told him I said something, or did he maybe get in trouble and just assume it's me, or what do you think?
It's possible. Did your mom hear him say that too?
Mm-mm. No, I asked her if she heard him say anything, and she said no.
Okay. No, it's good to know. I think we should let it lie. Don't follow up with the principal yet. It's possible that she told him that a report has been made and that he's assuming it was you. I think we need to start tailing him and following him and finding out what he's up to when he's not at school, because generally, you know, when somebody picks when something like this happens, right, when there's a stalker, it's not a one-off, it's a pattern, and this isn't you're probably not the only person he's doing this to, or at least not the first. So, you know, maybe we can try to figure out where he worked prior to the school, and you know, maybe you can ask around anybody you know, like what their thoughts on the janitor are, and if he's followed anyone else. But otherwise, you know, I think the next step is to actually follow him and find out what he gets up to in his free time.
Well, like I was saying before, it sounds like you all have some definite things to look into here next time we play. We're going to be picking up next week on Monday, which is September the 2nd, in our in-game time. That's...
Oh.
We're in January, y'all. We're in January.
It's 9 months from now.
Yeah. No.
I was like, Monday? No, not Monday. Wait a minute, you must mean in-game.
Time, the Magi-Knights are heading to school on Monday, September the 2nd, 1996.
Listen, it's 11:17 p.m. Atlantic
I know. We went a little bit over. I'm trying to round things out now. So why don't we go around the table real quick and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. Salem, you are the one who read it, so you get to go first.
Awesome. Well, I'm John. I played Salem, or Blossom Seeker, in tonight's game. You can find me here every Monday and Wednesday. I'm also part of the Aether Tech Wars, which is our Monday nights. You can also find me at CreativePanda88 on Instagram and johnpoart.bluesky.social at bluesky. Yeah.
Right on. Ash, you're next.
I'm Ashleyien. I played Kat, and you can find me here every 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Hana, next.
Hi, I'm Hana. Besides here every 2 weeks, like month again, just this coming Sunday, I will be on Singularity Roleplay, where I play the complete opposite of Aisha. I played my trans hacker girl, who kind of hates everyone, but is starting to have her heart of ice melt a bit. So check that out. That's a Save This game.
Love it. Los, you're next.
Yeah, you can find me on all the socials at PDX Homebrew. I just started school, so all those thoughts of streaming have like been put on the shelf because I'm overwhelmed. But I might hop up on Twitch and look for some body doubling and study time. So PDX Homebrew on Twitch as well. So cheers.
Kira, go for it.
Nope, it's not gonna work. I was hoping to be able to go on video so I could show the book, but my laptop just can't handle this. So, I'm Kira. I'm the assistant creator of Magi-Knights Awakening, and you can find it on DriveThruRPG right now, the PDF, and the physical books. We just got them today, so we're gonna start shipping them out soon to everyone who's pledged or late pledged. And I'm also the author of the book My Dad the Game Master, which you can find on Amazon.
Definitely go check out both of those. I can't wait to get my copy of the hard cover. It's gonna be great. Okay, well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can always find me as @ScruffyWanderer on the tweets and the Instas. I'm also always here every Monday and Wednesday where I stream 4 different campaigns on my network because I am a masochist. That's just what I do. Other than that, you can also find me this Saturday over on All on the Table TTRPG here on Twitch. That is in association with the Transverse, and we are playing the Secrets of Small Gods campaign, which is a Pathfinder 2e game, and I am playing Tybal Toldrum, the Catfolk Rogue, who's a lot more of a swashbuckler than he is a rogue, but he also knows magic, and apparently he's now into crafting. It's really complicated. I don't know. Other than that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. If you want to help support the show, make sure to follow us here on Twitch. If you want to, you can also subscribe. That goes directly to the production of the show, and we always appreciate anyone helping us out that way. If you want to support us further, we actually have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/randomrhapsody. There's a lot of cool benefits to pledging on that, including occasional games hosted by me and access to our Discord server, so you can come and chat with all of us anytime you want. We're a crazy bunch, but we're a lot of fun. So yeah, other than that, I just want to say that on behalf of everyone here in the Magi-Knights and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long, good luck, and until next time, may your dreams be infinite.
Nighty night.
See you, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.